Right now, first responders are working tirelessly to find the more than 160 people who are still missing after flooding in central Texas. At least 119 people have been killed. We also just learned among the top items in a special session, Governor Greg Abbott is calling for improved flood warning systems and for state funding to go toward relief efforts. Let's get live out to Cynthia Izaguirre, who is at Camp Mystic tonight, which is a focal point of the devastation. Izzy, what are things like there?
Well, Dia, the best way to describe where we are is that this is sacred ground. First responders have been working around the clock in grueling conditions to find the missing, starting right here at Camp Mystic, where there are still 5 children and 1 counselor unaccounted for. I'm going to step out of the way so that our photographer, Josh Beebe, can give you a better look at what's behind me. Those are the cabins where the little girls were staying when catastrophic flooding happened on Friday. I'm told many of them were on mattresses held up by counselors standing in water up to their necks. Tragically, many girls were swept away. First responders here told me others who survived did so by climbing the hill behind the cabins. As you see now, their toys, blankets, everything first responders pulled out of the cabins lay here on the grass for family members to come and collect. Today, Kerrville police said there are so many stories of tragedy and also stories of heroes. One patrol sergeant woke up and coordinated an effort to rescue people right here in the community of Hunt.
He went to another detective, Kerrville Police Department detective who lives out there, and he woke him up and he said, "It's bad. I need you to get your gear on and come find me." And then he went back out. And for 13 hours, those 2 officers, along with some Hunt volunteer fire department firefighters and an emergency room doctor, provided care to that Hunt community.
Our Tiffany Liu is in Kerrville tonight, where she has talked with many survivors who described firsthand the nightmare flooding.
Yeah, and Izzy, those many survivors, they've all told me they are just so grateful to be alive, but they are truly, truly hurting for those families that are still missing loved ones. And there are so many families out there. Time and time again, I've been hearing from neighbors that they are just incredibly shocked that this whole thing happened.
As the storm rushed through Friday morning,
you'll never believe it,
Cindy Smith was home in Ingram when she heard a constant roar.
By the time we get up to the rocks, it's already, all of that debris is already coming this way.
She lives on higher ground.
That little bent, gnarled sign down there, that was my marker. I kept watching.
But immediately worried for those closer to the Guadalupe River.
If the water is here right now, what happened to those people down there?
That's when Cindy picked up her phone and saw 6 missed calls. No voicemails, no texts.
That's where my daughter-in-law and my son were.
She didn't hear from them for hours.
I got teary-eyed and my heart started to pound and my hands were sweaty.
Around 7 hours later, relief came.
Somebody on staff at the hospital let him use their phone.
Her son and daughter-in-law floated on their mattress until they were forced out of their apartment by the violent currents. She says they clung onto a pillar for hours until the water resided.
You know, once it got dark last night, everyone was afraid to go to sleep. What will happen while we're sleeping?
From her backyard, Cindy has been watching search and rescue crews.
They're going to pick up every stick and stone they can by hand, horse, tractor, truck, airplane, chopper, whatever it takes. That's what they're going to do. That's what they've been doing.
She lives by an RV park and campground with tiny homes.
People are missing for sure from here.
5 days after the storm, she fears rescue missions are likely now recoveries.
We are all praying for them that they can get through this.
And I did speak with Cindy's son and daughter-in-law, and today they actually called me this morning telling me they were ready to go see what's left of their home. They invited me to come with them. I'll have that story tonight at 10. Let's send it back to you, Izzy, at Camp Mystic.
We look forward to that story. Our thanks to you, Tiffany Liu, live in Kerrville tonight. And coming up tonight at 10, new calls for sirens here in Kerr County and the incredible stories of survival that continue to surface. Dia?
Our Cynthia Izaguirre reporting for us live in Kerr County. Thank you so much for that. Meantime, in the Austin area, where there was also deadly flooding, people are coming back to see what's left. At a cemetery in Travis County, about a 45-minute drive from Austin, families have returned to find some headstones damaged, knocked over, or completely swept away. One man found just one reminder of his sibling.
My brother loved to fish, and I brought him a little fish, and it's still here, even though everything else it's real heavy and everything is gone.
We want to thank you all for your generosity. Viewers of all of our Texas stations have donated more than $190,000 to help with flood relief through the TEGNA, Texas Flood Relief. Scan that QR code on your screen if you'd like to help as well. We've raised a lot of money, but more will be needed, much more in fact, and what's no doubt going to be a long recovery. We want to say thank you again for your generosity and support.